Hello and welcome back to the Vita versus 3DS YouTube channel. In this episode, we're going to look at the user interface and the navigation of both systems and compare and contrast their various strengths and weaknesses as usual. We're going to look at 5 points: navigation and organization, usability, content management, online stores, and networking. And so yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with navigation and organization. As we all know, the 3DS uses a resistive touchscreen, which responds very well to a stylus. So you use that to navigate, for the most part, to navigate your various apps and games and things like that. Whereas the Vita uses a capacitive touchscreen, which doesn't respond at all to the stylus, which I'm not going to take the stylus to that screen. It responds very well to fingers. You don't even have to push at all very well, just a nice little glide. 3DS, on the other hand, the resistive touchscreen does not respond well to fingers at all. See, like I'm slightly gliding my finger over this, nothing. You really got to push to get it going. If I were to compare the two systems, obviously I don't like having to take out a stylus every time I want to do something accurately. I find that really annoying. I like the capacitive touchscreens because it's less cumbersome, it's quicker and everything. Not that it's completely unusable with a finger, but it's not accurate. It's not ideal, and it's nowhere near the quality and the finesse of just a capacitive touchscreen. There are people who prefer resistive touchscreens. I don't know why. I have no idea. Anyway. So that's with that. A bonus for 3DS though is that you can use the buttons to navigate. This is really great for people who just hate touchscreens. I don't, but for people who do, you can use buttons to navigate. While you can't on the Vita, you can only use the screen. The buttons don't do anything at all. So yeah. Now on to usability. So when you're using apps, for example, let's open up my settings app. So you press on that and it goes to your settings. When you're not using the app, it opens up a blade. So you have a little blade here, and you can sift through the various blades you have open, and you have to go all the way to the left back to get back to where all your apps are. This is a little cluttered. I don't like that system very much. I don't like how it looks. I find it's all very bunched up, and it could get very confusing and a little cluttered at times. 3DS though, I find having all your apps all in the same spot here is quite nice. I like the organization. I like just how it is, like how it's just there and easy, and you don't have to open apps to go to various everything. So whereas on Vita, if you want to go to your friends list, you have to open your friends list app. If you want to go to your trophy, you have to open your trophies app. It's not very much different on 3DS. I just like how it looks. The problem with this though on 3DS is that you can't run multiple apps at the same time for the most part. The apps that are on top here, which is the note-taking app, your friends list, your notifications, and your browser, you can run these while running other apps. These are fine. But any of these apps you cannot run at the same time. For example, I'm going to go into my activity log on 3DS and go into my settings on Vita. So here I'm in my activity log. Let's say if I want to keep it open, I'm still using it, but I wanted to check something quick. Let's say I got a message. So I'm going to head over to Swap Note. Try to log in Swap Note. Oh, no, it wants to close down that before it opens Swap Note, which sucks. Vita, let's say I want to go, let's say I want to do some group messaging while keeping my settings page open for later. Of course you can. Oops, that's a little deviant, so let's not go there. Boom. I'm in my messaging now, and my settings page is still open. Overall, it's just more elegantly done on Vita that you can run multiple apps at the same time, unless it's a web browser in a game. Otherwise, you're in the clear. So on to content management. This is another rough patch for 3DS. But anyway. If you want to move something, let's say if you want to move something, here's my Mario and Sonic at the Olympics game demo. If I wanted to move this one down, I just hold it, move it down. If I want to move back, hold it, move it up. Nice and elegant. Doing the same thing on Vita is similar, but a little more cumbersome. So let's say if I wanted to take photos and move it somewhere else, I have to hold it down. Now it gives me this. And let's say if I wanted to move photos up here, it's kind of difficult. You kind of got to slide it around. I move it here and then that bounces down. It's kind of hard to organize. You never know what's going to happen. It's just not as elegant as it's done on 3DS. Now that's pretty much the only advantage 3DS has in the organization category, because if I wanted to delete something on Vita, for example, let's say if I wanted to delete my Luminous demo here, I'll hold it down, get this page, get this thing going again, I'll press Luminous and it gives me an option to delete it right there. I like this. Sometimes when it's cluttered, I just want to delete something and I want to delete it when it's right there. You cannot do this on 3DS. You have to go to right here your system settings. And then after you open system settings, you have to go to content management. And then after that, you have to go through another window. And then after that, you can open and close various data management here. 3DS, software, and then you save software titles, and then it loads, and then you can start deleting them from here. That sucks. Again, I like to just have everything, for the sake of ergonomics and usability, it's not a quick system. Anyway. So that's for usability. That's for content management. Now the online stores. Okay. I have gripes with both of them. They're both, Vita hasn't even technically launched yet, so I'm going to give that the benefit of the doubt. But my gripe with Vita is that it takes a while to load. We'll start that. So Vita's booting up now, and I'm going to load the eShop. So while Vita's taking forever to load, I'm going to open up the eShop. Actually, that was pretty quick. Okay, not bad. I seem to improve the speed a little bit. Anyway, the only thing that the eShop does every time that I open it is it asks me for my goddamn birthday. I'm a grown man. I wish I could just hit one setting and say the I'm a grown man setting and just don't ask me for my birthday every time I want to log into the fucking eShop. It's so annoying. Anyway, it doesn't take very long. It's not the end of the world, whatever. Once you're in, unfortunately, again, I do not like the organization of the eShop. They have very random categories, like, and new ones every week where you don't know what you're going to find in there. It's not comprehensive. It's not, it's very cumbersome. It's not a very good system. That said, something neat they do is they stream video on the store itself without having to download it, so it's very instant, whereas as far as I know, you can't do that on the Vita. The Vita is more in line with the PS3, where you download higher quality versions of the videos and watch them there. Also, Vita launched with more demos on the store than 3DS currently has, and 3DS has been out for over a year, or almost a year at this point. So Nintendo really needs to get their stuff together and start releasing more free demos. So now the last part is networking. So 3DS has a friends list, so I'm going to bring that up. As we know, Vita has a friends list, so I'm going to bring that up. Nintendo has a lot to learn with regards to marketing. There's not much you could do with this friends list. My friend Luxury here, she was playing Mario Kart before, and I could have joined her. Now I can't because she's on the game. But there's not much you could do. You could share. You can't message directly from here. You can't, send invites from here. There's not much you could do. It's just a list of people who might play or may or may not play same games as you. Whereas on Vita, it's a more comprehensive list of your PS3 and your Vita friends. And you can message from right from here. If I want to message my friend, Jimmy Page is God. If I want to message him, I just hit the message button, which launches the message app. And I can message him straight from there. On 3DS, you have to close down your friends list if you wanted to message someone. Go to SwapNote. Open SwapNote. Download all your SwapNotes, which for me it takes forever because I have a girl that just constantly spams. And once that's done, you have to physically write out your message and send it. You can't do this while in a game, which is the real deal breaker for the networking. It can get very annoying. It's just not the most usable system, but Nintendo has already done. The fact that I can even message someone on 3DS now is really, really pretty awesome compared to when it came out, because you couldn't even do that before. And it shows that Nintendo is committed to, or maybe committed to, upping their game with regards to their online features. But, as it stands right now, Vita is so far more advanced with regards to the networking. So this isn't an exhaustive list of the features. There's a lot of things I didn't talk about, but these are what I find to be the most important features of them. And again, I'm not going to draw a win or loss here. There are things I like about both systems. And again, just take what I'm saying into account and make your own decision. So that's it for this. And thanks, guys. I'll see you later.